Welcome back, everyone. As you know from the opening segment, TechSource has just opened a new office in Aiken. Ginger Keenan, who was in that story, serves as their project management office director. And she is all about women in STEM, as she's been working in the nuclear engineering industry for more than 25 years in both commercial nuclear and the Department of Energy nuclear projects. Ginger, it is a joy to have you here with us today. Thank you so much for the time you're giving us. It is funny because you did not start out to go into a nuclear industry career. You started college as a history major.
Yeah. Yeah, so I had the benefit of having just amazing teachers in high school. And so I came out of high school liking every subject, English, math, science, had an aptitude for math. So I started college as a history major, was really enjoying that. And then had an experience working at it as an administrative assistant for a plant manager, and worked with a bunch of engineers, chemical engineers, and I thought, well, I have an aptitude for science and math, and I really like what they do, and so I switched my major to engineering, and the rest is history.
It's awesome that that happened at a young age like that too, early on, that you began to see and filter and tunnel your way into the career. You started in the automotive industry, but transitioned into the nuclear industry.
Yeah, my first job out of college was working at Bosch Corporation in Charleston, and then I moved back to be closer to family, to the CSRA, and got a job at Plant Vogtle at the Unit 1 and 2 operating reactors, working for Southern Company. Great experience, really liked the hands-on experience that I got working at Southern Company. And then since then, had the privilege of working on several projects and in several different capacities at the Savannah River site, doing everything from nuclear safety to engineering to operations to project engineering management, and then was able to go back to build Unit 3 and 4, working at Plant Vogtle, working for Westinghouse, where I served as the project engineering manager. Now I'm back at Savannah River site doing some work there. So
it's interesting that you had a hand in different capacities in all four of those units, all four of the reactors at Plant Vogtle, because they happened in different time frames. Yeah,
it was a great experience, great project. Glad to be part of that project.
And that project's all about clean energy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, it's fascinating. Well, so now you're at TechSource, and I'm sure that, like in many careers, it's just all of your experiences have led you to the position you're in now. And you have said to me outside of this that, there are a lot of women at TechSource.
Yeah. So I've been very happy to join TechSource. I joined them almost a year ago now. And what I really like about working for TechSource is, while there's a lot of really cool expertise within the company at TechSource, there's a lot of diversity in women, and TechSource is a company that really values people. And throughout my career, I've been fortunate enough to be surrounded by people who value people, and just this kind of culminates into what's important to me working at a company like TechSource.
You've also said that you feel like it's been a real blessing, your career in STEM, because you have had the privilege of working with people who have appreciated the things that you bring to the table.
Yeah, one thing I tell people is that maybe it's unique to me, but it has been a great career. For me, I've accomplished more than I ever imagined as a kid, when you imagine what your life is like, and so I'm very satisfied. But I've been surrounded by super smart people who are inspiring, a lot of collaboration. I've just really always felt like wherever I've worked, it's been part of a team. And so I feel like when I've come to the table, I'd like to think I'm somebody who has grit. And when I come to the table, it's just been a great experience with working with other people on different projects. And like I said, collaboration. Engineering is a lot of collaboration. A lot of people think it's just math and science, which is true. But there's a lot of collaboration and working on hard problems and solving hard problems. So.
Yeah. Is it exciting for you to see how we've become such a cyber hub here?
Yes, I am. In fact, I have a daughter who's just graduated from high school who's planning to major in cybersecurity. So I'm super excited about that. And, with Fort Gordon and some of the things going on at Savannah River Site and in the local colleges, and with the way things are going in the world, it's a super important degree and major. And in fact, I've met a lot of women who are considering going to cyber, which is exciting.
Yeah.
So.
What do you find to be some of the hurdles that women might face in STEM careers?
I think, I'll first speak for me. I didn't know a lot about engineering until, I had the experience to be around, different engineers. I'm a chemical engineer by degree. But just deciding that you can, I think the things that other folks, teachers, and parents can do for girls and boys to go into the STEM career is that it's not an enigma, that you can. There's all kinds of different things you can do within engineering. So once you decide you can, if you've kind of got an aptitude for math and science and it's something you're curious about, so I always think you should major in what piques your curiosity, what you're curious about, then that's the key to me to being successful in this career. And
sure.
And it's been very rewarding and inspiring and humbling for me. And I'm just very, like I said, just being in this industry is and learning what I've learned and being part of the projects I've been a part of has just been so humbling, and just I'm so grateful for it. So.
And one more thing that I don't know that we mentioned about Ginger is that she's raised 4 children, and they're more than a decade that, between them. How has it been being a working mom? How do you find that work-life balance?
To be honest, that's been the hardest part. That's been the hardest part. It's a constant balance of managing your guilt to some degree.
Oh, I love that. Yes.
Yeah. The hard part for me is, when you're solving a hard problem or you're working on things to walk away.
Yeah.
Your kid's got a game.
Yeah.
They've got, or just they're sick, or having to choose going home when your kids are sick, or sometimes they just need a day. I think that's the hardest part. I think that's hard for anybody, but I'll say as a mom, it really pulls on our heartstrings. So if you have purpose in what you're doing at work, and you're doing with what you do at work, you're trying to use it for greater good and finding opportunities to serve other people, it kind of helps that situation, because you want to be the best mom you can be to your kids, but I think it also matters to your kids. They see that what you do for work matters in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. So. Ginger, I've loved talking to you, and I'll throw back to something my mother said to me when I was a mother of young children, and I was working, and my sister was stay-at-home mom, and I felt, am I doing the wrong thing? And my mother said to me, you will be a better mother, happy in your career, than you are staying at home full-time frustrated. Yeah. And that was a great encouragement to me.
Definitely.
Really was. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Fascinating to talk about you and your career. Yeah. And we have more information about TechSource on our website, WJBF.com. Just click the JENNIE link. We'll be right back.